Hey everybody. I didn't put any quizzes up over the weekend. I didn't do a ton of studying over the weekend. Zero, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Zero over the weekend. But I'm back at it now. So I didn't put any quizzes up, but I wanted to talk about the sickness, wellness, fitness continuum today, which is one of the models that CrossFit is kind of based off of. I'm kind of done with all the methodology part from the level one handbook, and I'll be moving into the movement guide and stuff like that now. So you'll be getting more movement quizzes coming up, so be ready for those. But the sickness, wellness, fitness continuum is something that it kind of simplifies it a little bit. um, and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is kind of the continuum that it's kind of all based off of. So there's sickness over here, wellness is kind of up in the middle, that's the average thing, and then fitness is over on this side. And then maybe you can see I wrote down a few different examples of what could all be measured. Heart rate, blood pressure, cholesterol and lipid levels, body fat percentage, and so on and so forth on the way down. Each one of those things is going to have you can measure it, right? So whenever you go to the doctor, you get your heart rate, your blood pressure, they can measure body fat, you can calculate your BMI, cholesterol, all that sort of stuff. You can get that stuff measured. And CrossFit is all about measuring, right? And being able to have measurable, repeatable data so that you can tell if you're actually improving. And I talked about how you can measure your fitness level last video, and this is how you can measure all these other things, right? By going to the doctor. It's just some stuff that you can't necessarily see from just looking at somebody. So the gist of it is that if you are further to the fitness side, right, you're going to have markers that are above average for on the healthier side. They haven't really come across somebody yet who, it's really, really rare, I should say, that someone has really, really good markers for everything, right? Everything's on the healthy side or above on the healthy side. For example, like if your blood pressure is 110 over 60, that's more on the healthier side. Average is like 120 over 80. If you're on the lower side there, if you're 110 over 60, or 110 over 70, whatever it is, you are going to be fitter and healthier. And well, there's obviously a bunch of other measures too, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. The further you are towards the fitness side, the bigger buffer, the more of a cushion you have before you get to sickness. Okay? So that's why getting so fit or getting fitter, in my opinion, is so important, because it's kind of this buffer against getting sick. Say a terrible, terrible disease comes along, and you're super fit. You're going to be in better shape than someone who is starting at the wellness stage, right? If you're all the way up here on the fitness side of things, if you're all the way over here, you've got all this work, all this area to kind of go through before you get down to sickness, right? Versus if you start here, it's a much shorter distance to get to that sickness point. So the more things you can measure and the more things you can have and understand where the kind of sickness, wellness, fitness ranges are, then you just have more information, right? And the further you can get towards that fitness side of things, then the better off you're going to be in the long run. So next time you go into the doctor, maybe take note of what your heart rate, blood pressure, anything else they might be talking with you about, measure that. Because the more measures we can get of where we're at, the better we can track your progress, and the more kind of bright spots you can look for as well. If you're only measuring one thing ever, like a lot of people, it's the scale, right? You look at your weight on the scale and you might not see things change at all, but you're getting better at the workouts, you're lifting more weight, you're doing things faster, you're doing some things maybe you couldn't have done before, but you're still discouraged because the weight on the scale is not going down. Well, there's a lot of other things that might be going on, right? Like your resting heart rate might be getting lower, your blood pressure might be going down, your BMI might be going down, your body fat percentage might be going down, right? You might be losing fat, gaining some muscle. So that's another way to just, like I said, keep moving forward and feel like you're actually progressing. Just get as many measures as you can, and track everything. Not everything. You don't have to be super, super crazy about it, but the more measures you can get, the better. So If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, we're talking about all the movements next. So we'll be talking squatting, deadlifting, snatches, cleans. What else is there? Muscle ups. That's all in level 1 anyway, but there's more. There'll be more. Have a good day.